Hello everybody and welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns, broadcasting the Link to the Past Randomizer Crosskeys Tournament 2022. We got Swiss round 1 for you today. It's GFE versus latebit. Commentating for us we have Jesse and DH Stom, and tracking is Top File and Tomatalk. Say hello everybody.
Hello!
Hello! Looking forward to an awesome race tonight.
Yeah, this is going to be great. We just started the Crosskeys tourney. I think the first matches, not only were matchups announced for Swiss round 1 yesterday, we actually got kicked off as well, so we're already into the first round. I want to say we're still within about the first 10 races, so we are really getting underway quick. 183 total runners in this tournament, so we're going to have a great 8-week Swiss.
Indeed, cannot wait. Just in case you're not familiar with the Swiss tournament format, this is going to be basically everybody matching up. There's no eliminations in the Swiss matches, and it's going to keep on going for 8 weeks, winners facing winners, until we get a score for everybody, and then everybody's going to get slotted into the brackets, and that's when we're going to start to see people facing off for their tournament lives.
Well, actually, for that one, what's going to happen is that, so everybody will play the all 8 weeks.
Okay.
But what's going to happen is at the end of the 8-week Swiss, all your 8-0s, which should be roughly 1-8-0, all your 7-1s are automatically into bracket. Your 6-2s are going to face off in a tiebreaker. About the top half of your 6-2s moves into brackets to build a 16-person bracket. So that is all we're going to have.
Okay, well, I've already made my first mistake. It will not be the last. And so, all right.
So yeah, this is a cutthroat tournament. Very, very high skill, and you lose a couple of games and you're already on thin ice. Luckily, for a lot of runners, this tournament is also a great way to learn Crosskeys.
Yes.
So you're going to see quite the wide skill range. This first round, what's happened is that the two fields, or the field of 183 was split into two groups. What they're going to refer to as like a top half and a bottom half. One runner from the top half will play somebody from the bottom half, and that's all they did for seeding. After that, it's just, let's go.
All right. Well, speaking of experience, these two runners are definitely experienced runners that we have. GFE is far from a slouch. Actually just finished in the semifinals of our latest tournament in ZSR. And latebit, also not a slouch by any definition. This should be an incredibly good matchup, and the fact that we get it in the first round, time to go.
Yeah, both of our runners going to give us a sank start. So always tough to say what the right start is for this mode. We're going to get sank, and it is at a great location today, starting off in Kakariko. So,
and right away, straight into Ganon's tower.
Yeah, and we should get the two chests out of here.
Absolutely. Well, that's all they can get right now, logically, and even illogically.
Well, and I would still say that even with that 2 pod keys.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's leading.
Yeah, that's a very interesting start, and I do agree. Looks like latebit's going to scout it, and so is GFE. I think you scout this torch always. Find out if it matters.
It's just a big 20 today.
And GFE is going with the strategy of actually picking up that key under the pot in the next room over. I don't know if there's a right or wrong answer there. Instead, he's going to save and quit and go to check out Link's house. And
with a flute. Yeah. Okay. So you definitely want to go straight back to Kakariko with that.
Yes, and that's GFE's plan for sure. As latebit finding Eastern Palace.
All right, so we are less than 90 seconds in, and we've already found Eastern Palace and Ganon's Tower. There's a decent amount that you can do in here. A couple of things, especially if you don't mind a little bit of the dark.
Yeah, GFE does find a dark room there at the Kakariko Bush House. And of course, one of our very few never randomized entrances, that was the back of the tavern for the mushroom. So, I would not be surprised to see GFE turn that in very quickly with that flute, as we also find our smith.
Yep. Yeah, so unfortunately, if you go to the tavern, do not order the mushroom souffle. It is off the menu. That is another pod key in Eastern. They are loading up fast.
Yeah.
That's just like neon lights blinking. Go to pod.
And there's Hotel Mario as well, already at the chicken hut there. Or the cack shop. We'll see if we get a bomb for the bombable hut, which we do off of those 50-50 bushes.
Yeah, odds were in GFE's favor, and they paid off to find a sick kid.
Gonna have to wait until, of course, we find a bottle, but not a bad start. GFE sees if he can get an extra bomb, does not this time.
Nope. And latebit gets a full heart container and opts to not go on and get the chest for the vanilla big key. Instead is going to keep on exploring and go straight into Kakariko.
Yeah, I'm surprised. You get that early play with the that heart container. I would have thought that 4 hearts would have been pretty safe, but decides to wait on it for now.
Yeah, and also didn't go to Link's house to check out what that chest is first as well. So it's going to run around Kakariko without that flute. It means they're going to have to come back.
We do have a chest game at the bombable or the chicken house, though.
Yeah, but with only 20 rupees, not going to be able to get that quite yet.
Meanwhile, GFE does find Fairy Ascension Cave there in Kakariko, so he's going to follow this one. With the flute at this point, I think checking connectors is really just a smart play now. You can easily get anywhere in Light World with that flute, so he's not at all scared of possibly turning into a bunny or anything at this moment.
Yeah, so in this position, like checking out connectors is a smart idea, but what are you really looking for? Like, what is your goal right now, this early?
So right now, you're really just thinking, I got to check entrances. Check entrances, check entrance. Like, that's all there is to this. You just want to hit as many as you can as quickly as possible. If I'm caring about items at this point, and I want items, but realistically, I just want to continue to hit as many as possible. Because this first 30-ish minutes, there's nothing you can really... I would say you likely can't win or lose a race here. You're really just looking to find as much as possible as GFE pulls a sword from the potion hut, or the magic hut there.
Leading
potion shop.
Cave 45. Yes, that is a great find early. And you got to think, with that mushroom in hand for latebit, it's not going to be too long before they get that sword as well.
Yeah, and latebit does check out Cackwell, sees that there's the red ring there, gonna completely throw that away though.
Yep. That was the lumberjack?
No, that was the thief drop down over in Cackwell. So,
yeah, okay. We've got the C-shaped house. I'd like to call it the Dino Head house myself, or perhaps a Yoshi Head house for latebit.
Meanwhile, we also do get a checkout of our useless fairy drop down. This time it is the magic bat, so that is another one of our drop downs checked. And GFE is going to give us a houlihan play.
Okay, well. There's a lot of things to buy early on, and getting that money is a nice way to get ahead of it. You can go back and do that chess game, get the merchant item,
Yeah, we also find out Paradox Cave, our middle Paradox entrance, was in at the Cac Fortune Teller. So at this point, though, latebit has no weapons, no bombs, no way to really get those items, so he is going to abandon those for right now. We also find out that our Lost drop down is useless fairy, so we're running out of drop down slowly but surely. So
yeah. Now let me ask this. I'm not 100% sure about the settings on this. Is it? Do we have connectors to the Dark World, or have they just been? Okay, so they've just been a little unlucky on that, or perhaps lucky, depending upon how you look at it.
Yeah, it's hard to say as we get the Aga Tower entrance there in the back of the Lost Woods.
Oh, that looks like a hook shot on Lumberjack.
Yeah, GFE, I can see his tracker. He immediately clicked off his hook shot, so he knows he's getting that.
Absolutely. Yep.
But that does tell us that, we're running out of drop downs.
Mm-hmm.
So we haven't found Uncle. We haven't found Ganon.
Yeah.
And there's Hookshot Cave.
Okay. You gotta feel like that might be something important really soon.
And we need to beat Aga Tower tonight.
Okay.
That is a Ganon at Lumberjack.
Yes. Well, at least we've already found Aga Tower. We just need to get some keys. And
some booties.
Yeah. And logically a lamp, but for players of this caliber, they can probably get Aga Tower dark pretty easily.
Yeah, if I am waiting on it, I'll probably wait to at least see if I can, if I can get fire out, I'll feel pretty good about it.
Yeah. Chess game ends up just having some bombs, but that is a big key at Merchant Desert Palace. So not one I think we've found yet. Oh,
and we also, Uncle is at Sanctuary, so that's a pretty decent find, especially when you get that first piece of offense for late bit.
Okay, so if memory is correct, I might be wrong. Does that leave us with well at Ganon's Tower or Pyramid?
Yeah. Okay. That leaves us with a CAC well at the Pyramid drop down. So that's a rough one. That hurts.
Mm-hmm. I've definitely seen that one bite some people.
And yes, question in chat: what's the actual settings? It is a 7/7 fast Ganon for the Crosskeys tourney. That's pretty much the standard that we use. So as long as you can find Ganon and don't have to beat anything, you can usually not worry about it. But in this case, we have to do at least one Aga.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, late bit is going to also give us that Houlihan work to just kind of around to it eventually. I'm expecting we're not going to see a save and quit here though, because going to walk out and be right at Link's house anyway.
Yeah.
The real question here is, it's not even a big question because really, late bit's going to walk in, get the flute, and realize I got to save, and then probably immediately flute to 2.
Yeah, a look of, oh my god, I could have had this whole time, very much on late bit's face. Meanwhile, we've got GFE and Paradox. I think, did we already see this on late bit's side?
We saw where it was, we just didn't get to see anything because late bit did not have any weapons.
Oh, that makes sense. So this could be, there was nothing on the lower side of it, but we'll see. This is 5 chess. Junk so far. Still some opportunities, though. There's a lamp. Oh, Samaria. And flippers.
Really paying out nicely. I don't think GFE is going to be able to do a bomb jump here. I thought he picked up an item in midair. This probably launches him. Oh, nope, he was still good.
Yep,
and he's going to give us the top of Paradox.
Yes, which can be good or bad, because I think that if he had gone out the way he was going, he was about to hit Hookshot Cave as well.
And instead, he gets locked up on the mountain. Cannot return the way he came.
And it's at least going to tell us that Quake is needed for the TR entrance?
Usually not a huge deal.
Because there's a very low chance of anything of importance being behind that.
Yeah, and one of the things, if you talk to a lot of Crosskeys runners, what they'll tell you is, I hate mitts. Titan's mitts are one of the worst items in Crosskeys. It's not that they don't work, it's just that they are a pain. Because all they do is open up a few things that you don't really want to have to. GFE did give us a bunny warp, though. Bunny death warp there in desert, so he does want to check out these.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Has that desert big key. So that's extra check. At least one extra check. Late bit getting their duck on. And just a map on the torch.
And a small key to Skull Woods.
Okay, not the most crucial thing in the world.
Definitely nice to get one, although
Yes.
there is, of course, the guaranteed small key in Skullwoods in the bumper room.
It's true.
So you're not really hurt by not finding any. It's just sometimes Skullwoods layouts are jerk. Let's just be real here.
It's true. And that is not something you can go through right now. And once again finds himself in bunny form.
Luckily, at least with this bunny form, he can walk all the way out to the west or the east side entrance.
It's true. Yeah, desert being one of the rare locations with 3 exits. I think Hyrule Castle might be the only other one, unless you count Skull, which it's not really.
Sorry, what was that?
Well, I mean, just there's a lot of entrances out of Desert Palace, and I believe Hyrule's the only other one that has multiple.
TR technically, it's
that's
just
true,
not
yeah.
always as good. We also found the Blind's Hut.
Yep, and
over there in Dark
to-
Shopping Mall.
Yep, and GFE is trying to glitch in to make sure they can actually, and does not pull it off and ran out of health.
Meanwhile, latebit did find our magic shop or potion shop. So that is in logic right now. So that mushroom turn-in could be important. latebit did not go for that though, and thus also does not have the sword.
That's true. They went straight to the mountain with their newfound working flute. And that's where both of our runners are right now. And that's a swamp palace in Spectacle Rock.
There's our spiral cave exit there. Now what we got on potion shop is just $20.
Okay.
So not a big deal.
Not really at this point. But the main thing is about that sword.
Well, the question here is, latebit didn't turn in that mushroom, but does have Samaria. I wonder if we get a play for a fake flipper.
Ah, interesting. Another thing between the Samaria also opens up at least logically one chest inside Ganon's tower, but we also can use the flute and some trickery to get quite a few more chests if they're willing to pull off that the lamp play on the east side to get through that torch room.
Yeah, that's definitely a bit more of the rarity of any like normal modes, but for Crosskeys it is very much alive. And yep, here we go. latebit is going to give us the magic bat using the fake powder.
Yeah,
very nicely pulled off.
Flawless.
Yeah, the only downside is we just lost all of our magic, and the cabbage is not playing great for GFE.
GFE, my cabbages! And the magic bat just rewarded a heart container. So all heart, no magic.
I mean, I'm sure GFE would have loved to have that extra heart right now.
Yes.
Although I can say that still already all down to just one heart. Luckily, he knows, hey, there's 2 pots there. They both have hearts.
Yep. But now we're going to see Yoshi surprisingly not just eating those squirrels, but managing to get through there. Oh, unscathed until then. But latebit still does not have that hook shot either. So we are going to see Eastern Death Mountain from GFE, while latebit is fluting off.
Yeah, this early mobility is very nice, as GFE does find the dam over here on East Death Mountain.
We are very close. We are one small key away from being able to make a little more progress in Swamp Palace, but the pieces are starting to come together. because we have the dam, we have found the entrance, we do have mitts. At this point, the trolliest thing that could happen is that first chest having something important for somewhere else. Oh,
we also find that Spec Rock entrance, and that one just has some bombs on it. Latebit's going to skip the bombs for now, understandable at 9. But GFE did find our front door of Turtle Rock and is going to at least get the one check we have available, just a heart piece.
And not satisfied, is despondent and throws themselves onto the spikes in shame.
I mean, it was a 4th heart.
There is that. But clearly that was the fastest way to get back to the entrance, since we do not yet have a mirror.
Oh, hey. There's another one of our Spectacle Rock entrances.
And there's another dungeon. We have Tower of Hera. With yet another heart piece. We're starting to feel healthier.
Now, GFE has fully explored the rest of this East Death Mountain set, so I think, yeah, we're going to actually get to see where Spec Rock goes.
And latebit taking off. No key, no hook shot, no exploring Hera. So there's no Hera pot for them. Instead is going to rob some chickens. Or cuckoos, depending upon if you want to use the right term or not.
And Spectacle Rock brings us to the mire area.
Okay. Ooh. So we can check one thing here right now. I didn't see... Did we see what the needed medallion was?
I did not catch it. So yeah, we got the mire shed entrance, and then we have this mire cave.
Oh, that's right. There is this little cave over here. So that's the thing about Crosskeys, is when you play it after playing a lot of Zelda Randomizer and other modes, you've got to make sure that you remember all of those entrances that you completely ignore most of the other time, because they are nothing useful whenever you're playing standard or open or key sanity or anything like that.
Yeah, and we do find Hype Cave there on the Zora Waterfall. Thieves Town Small Key is a pretty important key. Gotta be honest on that one. That's a great find.
Yep. Still a couple of steps to get the rest of that. Still need the big key. Still need to find the entrance, and we still don't have a hammer. But when those things come, and they will certainly come, then you got that small key, and it's better than not having it.
Meanwhile, the library gives us a big key to Thieves Town. So,
okay.
Ooh, that's a scary set.
Yeah, well, that's not.
If I'm in their shoes, I'm going. Please give me a hammer before I find thieves. And the library has a big key.
Yes, it does. So we need to find some boots. Although there's a chance that is a big key to one of our pendant dungeons.
Or one of our useless big keys.
It's true. Not all big keys are needed.
But yeah, knowing that we've got Thieves Town Big and Small, both logically available, as soon as you find Thieves Town, like, that tells you the dungeon's in logic, even if you can't get the last chest.
It's true.
Our connector, by the way, over at the Light World Aero Game entrance, just bringing us onto the back of TR entrance. So no real importance with that one today.
So
that's a super bunny.
It is. It's starting to feel very Light World heavy this early. Like we have not spent a lot of time in Dark World. We certainly haven't found Moon Pearl or Mirror or anything like that.
Yeah, if I'm looking for a kit of stuff, my kit is Glove, Mirror, and Moon Pearl. Mm-hmm. Like, if I've got those three, I feel great.
Yes. And we are 0 for 3 right now on those.
Yeah.
And
Flute's good. Don't get me wrong. I love an early flute,
yes.
but we can do better.
Yep. And latebit still has not found that hook shot. GFE, I don't think ever found Hookshot Cave. So, still feels like, okay, now latebit has found Hookshot.
Oh, there's the first Castle Tower small key.
Yes, okay, 2/3 of that equation. Granted, that's not really something you need to worry about until everything else is done, but it's nice to have.
Yeah, and Profile in chat bringing up an interesting point. Viddy's in logic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so Viddy's got some really great, simple logic. It's some of the most basic logic in this game. If you got a big key, you got a lamp, and you got Samaria, you can reach Viddy.
Oh,
you don't need any small keys to actually reach him. So yeah, we can do that.
Yes. latebit definitely has an advantage as far as that goes, having already found the bow. And is actually going to check this Hookshot Cave, and we'll see if this is actually the key to progression. Oh, there's a fire rod. So there's... you can... Oh, and another sword. They are up to the Master Sword, and they also have more access they can get in Turtle Rock.
I'm surprised we're not seeing the exit of Mire, or the sorry, not the exit of Mire, the exit of Hookshot Cave there.
That's true. Oh, also, that actually fully logically unlocks the right side of Ganon's Tower.
Yes, it does. That's... Ooh.
Yeah.
It's a little more complicated because of key logic, but...
That's true.
It's not a big deal, like, you know... I'm pointing out key logic, but if you ask our runners, they're going to be like, can I go do it?
Yeah.
Yes. Can I get a lot of items? Yeah.
Yes.
That's all I will care.
Yep.
Let me get stuff. Like, for example, GFE is going to go for that Harapot now.
Yep. Absolutely.
And very nice Philly pot there to get there. And so going to get to see our first boss.
I can't also help but note that latebit has picked up a 4th key to pod.
Yeah, and that's our second barrier key number.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the first one opens up a couple of checks. After that, the second and third keys do nothing logically. Key number 4 opens up the back of the dungeon for a few more checks, and then it's 6 is our last barrier. So, like, there's like, we've hit that second barrier number. If you ask runners how many keys they want, they'll say, I want 5.
Yeah.
But 4 is okay. 4 is at least decent.
Yeah, especially even though you don't have hammer yet, you don't have the big key yet, you do at least have that bow, which can get you a little bit further as well, especially since they don't have a bottle to cheat the mimics.
Yeah, question, of course, is, are either of them proficient in mitt clipping? It's one of those tricks that some people like, some people don't. So, we'll see. But here we're really not giving us much. We get the map to Thieves Town, and we do get our first crystal there on GFE's side.
Always be clearing dungeons, crystal dungeons especially.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we just luck into one as well.
Yep.
But that map to Thieves is nice.
Yeah. Let's see. This is not new information for us on latebit's side, nor is it on GFE. And latebit decides to eat some lasers. Not a thing that Yoshi typically eats well.
Yeah, and surprisingly, latebit really has been finding the containers in the seed. Just one after another.
Yeah, but no keys for TR, so bailing on that. GFE gonna check out the hobo?
Yep, looks like we're gonna get a hobo play here. It's in logic with those flippers, so I think it's a great little check to get.
Did GFE still do
yeah.
flip? Still did that trick? Okay.
I think so. It's one of those things you kind of forget. You're like, oh, right, I have those flippers.
The animated bottle tease and getting a piece of heart instead.
I would say at this point, though, like, I think it's quicker to flute from Hobo if he's going to go check out, like, the Lake Hylia Island or the good Luck Ferry entrance. But we are going to get that scout there. Oh, he actually wants to not head there. He wants to head to these 2 checks first. Okay.
That makes sense. And latebit checking. Finding that and is going to go ahead and get this first chest in here with having that fire rod makes this pretty simple.
Yeah, and he's got 1 key, so he'll actually get both checks here.
Oh, right. Yeah, he's the one that got the 1 key.
Yeah,
no, they both have at this point. Okay.
Yeah, so they'll both be able to get both chests, their first check, their first time into here. So, well worth their time.
Especially when the second one is a hammer.
Wow, okay. So, I'm really hoping to find Thieves Town soon.
Yeah.
Honestly, hopefully latebit finds that Thieves Town big key soon.
Yeah.
And GFE is about to get that Thieves Town small key out of Hype Cave. So he just needs to make his way back to Aga Tower for those checks.
Yep. Okay, latebit has decided to check out the back of the sewers. And just find some trash.
But does not have... I was about to say, where are we going, latebit?
Yeah, I was kind of curious about that too.
GFE does have Zora money, so we will get to purchase Scamfish.
Yep. See what the Zora Mafia has for us today. And with that hammer, latebit is realizing they have full access to the basement, except for Keys.
Yeah, Keys is the big issue with this one. We'll see how he plays it, as we actually get something of value today with Ether.
Oh, yeah.
So, in terms of what latebit can do here in GT, this first set of checks here in the Dark Magician room is well in logic, so this is worth the time.
Yeah, the problem is that Ether is the one medallion we didn't need. But that glove is definitely something we need.
Yeah, gloves are great.
Yeah.
And you mentioned this earlier about about the right side GT play. Here comes GFE.
Yes. Gonna feel pretty bad in a little bit, realizing that they could have done so much more without having to do this, but if it pays off, it pays off.
Well, and I don't think GFE's in here for 1 check, to be honest.
I fully agree with that. But we know that that glove is on the left side, and that is opening several more checks now for latebit.
I said he was going to do other stuff, but this pause and tells me he wasn't even thinking about coming back in for more. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if he just changed his mind. Maybe thought of something else.
And I just missed this. Where did latebit find Old Man?
I don't know. I was watching GFE just like you. But they came out of Tower of Hera, so that's one thing.
Yeah, we knew we were coming out there, so...
But not where they went in. Front entrance was a cave above the flute spot near Eastern. Thank you, Tom.
One of the few sets of checks we hadn't actually gone through yet.
Yep.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Money is not a problem this seed.
Yeah, no, that I believe was our tier 2 tree pull.
And now that latebit has returned, the old man has now returned back to that fives check and is going to see what's at the eastern entrance.
I will say the one unfortunate thing there is, you find the old man spot, and hey, there's Thieves Town.
Ooh. And unfortunately found Thieves Town before finding that big key, but this knowledge will be quite valuable. Speaking of valuable things,
GFE going with Ether, freezing and throwing guards at each other. Thank you, GFE.
That's amazing. But do they have that key?
Yes, they do.
Okay,
yep.
So they are going to get...
hammer incoming for GFE.
Yeah, that hammer.
Can't imagine he's going to feel too good about this. Like, it's a great find and all, but like, I think part of him is going to be like, I was just in GT. Yep. I was just there. Why?
Yeah. Well, the good news, at least, is that they still have that key. They didn't use it and try and go on the right side. But, yeah.
And of course, GFE hasn't done any of these checks yet, so he doesn't even know where Ganon is yet.
Yeah.
All he knows is that, like, I think he knows that one of an important location or a dense item location is behind a wizard.
Mm-hmm.
And he just got the news that the boss is behind a wizard.
Yeah. Still on the search for... it's about to get that fire rod. Now that they're here. Still doesn't have the bow yet, but they're starting to catch up as far as the major items go. Very much still anybody's race at this point. Still a lot to find. That second sword for GFE is also going to be handy.
Yeah, the big thing about this mode is, part of it can really come down to, you can have a great route. You have... GFE's got definitely a bit more of a traditional way I would probably route these things. But, latebit finds something in a little bit better of an order. Like, it just really makes a huge difference. And our back of Hookshot Cave was vanilla.
Wow. And
I was about to say, GFE doing another stutter step. This is one of those hard parts, and like, I've seen it, it's hard.
Yeah.
But like, you don't want to get yourself caught in those kind of moments. Like, there's almost a certain decisiveness that you want to see from a runner in this position, and I've noticed it for both of them. There's just those little moments where there's like, wait, which one am I going to do?
Yeah. So I'm a little surprised with that hammer find that hasn't led GFE in a more specific direction. Instead, they seem to still be exploring.
Well, he had a goal in mind when he went back to Castle Tower. It was, let me hit Castle Tower, and then let me hit Lumberjack. And then you find Hookshot Cave, and like, when I get Hookshot Cave, my thought is, especially in that one, you're like, I'm going to go through it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, you can almost divide Crosskeys into like 3 distinct phases. The early phase is very much just go and do stuff.
Yeah.
Go in the dungeon, try stuff. Then, or like, find stuff, check entrances. And then after that, you're kind of getting into this, well, I can start clearing stuff. And then at the end of that phase is where you get into this final portion where like, well, I'm missing one thing and I got to find it. So right now we're early phase. We're starting to make a little bit small inroads on that clear phase.
Yes.
GFE, if he finds Thieves Town, can go, hey, I'm gonna full clear Thieves Town. If I find, Mire, maybe I full clear Mire. So like, we're starting to hit some of those elements. Yeah. But more so, we're just in that I need to explore and find as much as I can.
Yep. And in vein of that, TFE did take their newfound fire rod and went into the east side of GT and is now going further. Gonna grab this key up here.
And take a death.
Yep. To go back to the other side. Meanwhile, latebit did find that big key to Thieves Town and is headed towards the back.
Yep.
Where they can full clear.
Immediately says, I've got a dungeon, I can fully beat it, let's go do that.
Exactly.
And GFE really did make a smart play here, doing that right side GT play first. Says, let me get to the right side, hit up, those checks in the compass room, steal a new small key. So it's really, he traded a key for a key. Yeah. And now he'll do as much as he can on the left side as well. Unfortunately, did not get the bow from Uncle at Sanctuary drop down, but, he will at least get his glove here.
Yeah. And you can beat the Armos Knights on ice without the arrows and bow. It's just not that nice. But they've got a Master Sword. They've got a hammer. They get really bored. They've got a bow. They've got a boomerang. Or even they're not going to do that. I realize that.
I was going to say. I mean, have you done a boomerang Armos Knight fight?
On ice, yes, once. I do not recommend it unless absolutely necessary.
Or your desire is to meme.
Yes, there's that. And nobody's memeing at this point. They are in it to win it.
Yeah, agreed. At this point, as we said, like a couple losses and you're already in danger. So you want to win your matches whenever you can.
Yep. All right. Got Rando Room coming up. Meanwhile, 8-Bit's about to go downstairs in Thieves Town. Okay, that's the big key to Skullwoods. That is a big key to Eastern. That is another bow and arrow.
Wow.
Bow, rather.
So,
yeah.
GFE, funnily enough, never went into Eastern Palace. He's going to be able to single dip Eastern.
Nice, yes.
And I just gotta say, this is always such a funny thing. You talk to a lot of Crosskeys runners, and they just love this of oh, do you dip Eastern? Do you not dip Eastern? Well, in this case, GFE gets vindicated.
Yes.
He can say, I stayed out of Eastern, and it worked.
Got a big heart container in the big chest of thieves. So far, those arrows were pointing towards that, just false flags a little bit. Happens. Just happen to get all the items that you need in order to clear something.
And wow, GT, just a big key haven tonight. That's 3 big keys now?
Yeah. Which big key was that? I was looking at the other
Ice
screen.
Palace.
Okay.
So 2 of our, we were talking about those worthless big keys. We've found quite a few of the worthless big keys already.
Yeah, it's starting to really make you think about where boots are for that big key on the library ledge.
And the rest of GT not having anything of importance. Meanwhile, Blink and You Miss It 8-Bit doing a nice job with Blind for his first dungeon, and also a crystal.
Yep, so that was necessary, even though it was filled with junk. And a very good point in chat by Toma, one of our trackers. These big keys aren't necessarily worthless until you're in go mode.
Effectively, yes. They're just, what it becomes is, I don't want that big key right now. I want the...
Yeah.
I prefer the big keys I need to be dungeons, not the ones that are convenient.
There is that. And speaking of that single clear Eastern for GFE, that is where they are now.
Yeah, and that's my one concern then for 8-Bit is gonna get silvers with that play, but when do you make it?
Yeah.
Because what I'm starting to pick up on is I feel like 8-Bit's making plays based on logic a lot more than just effective bowl clears of stuff. So
Did
it's
we
not
see that entrance to TR on GFE's side?
Was this a drop down on the bottom side of Dark Death Mountain? Yeah.
Yes.
GFE did not check those.
Okay.
So that is our shooting gallery, and there's Pod.
Oh, wow. We finally found those. And I feel like this is one of the first times we've actually seen 8-bit in Dark World at all. I don't remember having seen that egg form. So they've been really, really focusing on, like you said, the logic of where they can go. And is now just, you can't ignore this. Logic be darned.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I'm kind of surprised that we're getting these checks. I don't disagree with it, because, like, what could happen here is maybe 8-bit gets a pod big or another pod small.
Mm-hmm.
I have to believe we're going to get to see the pod checks. Maybe get a bunny revival in pod. And, oh...
Yeah, you can't go back.
Yeah, this is the one bad thing about Crosskeys and becoming a fake, or doing a bunny revival, is bunny revival and then actually getting hit by a bunny beam without a pearl.
Yeah,
means you get to stay permanent bunny again.
Okay, what was that item on that big chest, or on the big key chest? That was Swamp Small. That 8-bit decided not to get by staying in logic. So yeah, we now have a full clearable swamp.
Yeah, this is
except for the big key.
Even without that big key, that's still just so tempting. Yeah,
absolutely. Now, I'm actually not sure that 8-bit has found the dam either.
No, 8-bit did find the dam.
Okay, so they both found the dam at this point.
Of course, while this play in Eastern Palace is not technically in logic due to DT keys, what we can say is Swamp Palace is fully in logic. That hammer, hook shot, flippers, and Swamp Small were all available based on our current equipment.
Yes, they were.
So that is a fully logical Swamp Palace, and Eastern is just a pendant.
And not even green. But there's a good chance that that GFE has found likely progression in the form of that key.
Yeah, and I don't know what sends 8-bit back to want to do that play anytime soon.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to come down to going back to GT and getting to Rando Room. And the bigger issue there becomes, that's still only half the items left in Eastern. Like, is 8-bit, if 8-bit finds the map to Eastern and finds out it's a pendant, do you go, I don't even want to go there? But here we go. The Death Mountain Ascent is our bottom of Paradox.
Okay. Just to clarify with our trackers, was that small in the big chest or the big key chest?
The big key chest.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So that is in logic with the lamp.
Yes. Big chest is male.
Yeah, that's why we now have that red Geno with blue male.
Yes, because Geno can't play by the rules.
No. Green is blue, blue is red, red is green. It makes perfect sense.
It really does.
And GFE is not even, he didn't even go in the sank. He was just like, oh, let's do the drop down since we got the glove and I know it's not Ganon. Yep. Finds his way to Uncle and does get his silvers after beating Armos. Twice.
Yeah. Well, remember earlier we talked about Vidi being in logic?
Vidi's kind of a pushover.
Yes. And there's an ice rod in the chest over there in pod. So that's not going to be a hunt. Granted, we don't know for sure if TR is even going to be required. GFE flying the cack.
Looks like he wants those that back of desert entrance, because that connector was here. He's going to take Fairy Ascension Cave back over to Desert Ledge.
Yeah, chat is starting to speculate about the location of the Moon Pearl.
I'm going to take the most milquetoast answer of where Moon Pearl is. I apologize. Clearly it's in Swamp Palace.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry for being boring, but that's the answer.
I would say it's either in Swamp Palace or it's behind something in Swamp Palace.
Although point. I could be wrong, because we did find King's Tomb here.
Yeah. Well, we got something round out of there, but it ends up just being bombs. I'd say Spicy would also be, like, you know, behind Viddy or something like that.
If it wasn't for the fact that we already had silvers, I would be in complete and total agreement.
Yeah.
GFE actually finally heading to the Ice Rod Cave area. Oh wait, he's been here because he's actually done Hera. Never mind. Yep. He hasn't been to the eastern area yet. There's another sword.
Oh goodness. So tempered, they are not going to be. They're not going to have any problems with Ganon at this point.
Yeah, I was going to say, latebit's at 10 hearts, tempered, is going to find silvers, quite possibly.
And is very likely to also get that big chest in Eastern to find at least one mail upgrade.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, a big piece of this tournament you're going to find is we're going to find a lot.
Yeah.
Realistically, you know, you're gonna get a lot of races here are gonna end with runners being on silvers, tempered or gold, and some kind of armor upgrade, and, you know, 14 plus heart. You know, don't expect a lot of Master Sword silverless Ganons here.
Yeah.
Expect to see high CRs in the 170s and very well equipped runners.
Yeah, I just the nature of the beast with how often you've got to just check so many locations with so many items to get those last keys and those last items. You're just gonna find most of the chests.
Yep.
And latebit, who found a bottle at some point, I missed that, is gonna get even more bombs from Sick Kid. I think latebit's probably starting to get a little sick of bombs. And meanwhile, GFE is going to go ahead and full clear Thieves Town.
Yeah, first trip into Thieves and getting to full clear, it's always a great feeling.
Yeah. So the question is latebit starting to run out of options?
Realistically, no. The problem is starting to become, where is his best option?
That was not it, as that was just a stick in the mud.
Like, the big thing I would really hope to see is a GT key, because it feels like latebit is really hesitating there, just hoping for something. GFE really committed to that GT play.
Yes.
Saying, you know, I don't care if I can't get Fire Bar, I don't care if I can't get Big Chest, I just want to get as many checks as possible, as quickly as possible.
Which did pay off, as that led them to that Eastern big key.
So, like, now we're going to see latebit head back for Hera. Going, I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah.
But maybe I just want to take a minute to think about something.
Yeah. And of course, Hera, completely not in logic key-wise.
Although I thought we were going to get the Hera clear, but no.
No, are they just double checking entrances at this point? That's not a great sign.
No, and this is definitely this is the danger of this mode. This mode is very brutally difficult at times. If you mistrack your entrances, if you forget one thing like that, you know, you can be playing really well, but if you mistrack or forget to mark off an entrance, it can send you on a spiral of just, you know, the panic. Now, what I will say is there's a really good thing for this tournament, and if you're really starting to learn Crosskeys, one thing I would say is you're allowed to check your VOD. Okay, so like if you're ever struggling for something, go into your Twitch VOD and open it up. Check what you've done. Check if you've missed an entrance, or if you're in your head, you're like, I know I found, like, if we found Meyer at some point, like, check your VOD, find where you found Meyer, and go for it.
Right.
It takes a lot of time, but it's worth the effort.
Yeah, it will be shorter than checking every other entrance again, by far.
Yeah, and this... So what we're getting from latebit is checking these East Death Mountain entrances, having to walk through this connector. This is one of the worst feelings in Crosskeys, is like, I've got all these entrances in logic. Guess what? To go do them, gotta go through a connector.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's definitely, like, I can see kind of what's going on here for latebit, and it's a question of what am I supposed to be doing? Like,
yeah, no,
he's making checks, and it's good, but I think, like, the problem is that the logic seems to be screaming you have to go into Eastern Palace.
Mm-hmm.
Although we do find Sahasrahla.
And the swamp is not a crystal, but it is our green pendant. That is really intriguing information.
I was really kind of hoping to see maybe a pearl there that really give latebit something. Unfortunately, that wasn't the answer. Yeah. But yeah, that Eastern big key chest, having Swamp Small, just continues to kind of say it's the answer. And yeah, something's in Swamp. That's what we know for sure. And it's just a question of what's going to send latebit there.
Yeah, there is an outside chance that it's not the accurate play after all, but from a purely numbers perspective, the data, the odds, all of it say, like, you are most likely to find progression there, just purely based on the number of checks and how much you have available to check.
At this point, one of the key items, boots, mirror, or pearl, is probably tied to Swamp Palette.
Yeah,
like, there is just no doubt in my mind that one of those three is directly behind that, if not all of them.
Yes. So my question on GFE's side now is, why isn't GFE in Swamp already?
He had other checks to make.
Okay.
He was going to stick to some of the other entrances. He's pretty much exhausted them. And actually, I just realized there's a set of entrances neither runner has checked.
Oh, what's that?
They both have mountain start. Okay. We rescued the old man, so you can start at old man and wherever that throws you out.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Nobody's done anything with it.
So, yeah, and this is pointing out in chat by Toph, like, the odds are that is going to be a Dark World exit. And with no Pearl, that might be making both of our runners gun shy.
And that's possible. I will say it's possible Pearl is locked in Dark World.
That's true.
We do have a couple of Dark World entrances with items in the open. Checkerboard Cave being in Dark World with a Pearl is not unheard of.
Yes, but they still don't have a mirror for that.
Oh, you don't need a mirror for Checkerboard. I'm not saying the Checkerboard Cave entrance. I'm saying Checkerboard Cave itself.
Oh, right. Yes. Okay.
So yeah, if we can find Checkerboard Cave, we can get that item. And hey, that dark entrance there, in Kakariko is actually our old man.
Okay, well, we just got the old man, and it's just going to be that mimic, that ledge, which leads to nothing. So...
Can I just say, even with that being nothing, that's a great location.
It really is.
Finding a DDM bridge entrance is so good. And it is just one of the worst places in the game. You're just like, okay, I got it. I know what it is.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm back with you on this, GFE. Yeah, I was about to say, buddy, you don't got a pearl. But GFE does want those East Death Mountain entrances as well. So I would say at this moment, like, GFE has an advantage, has cleared a little bit more, has been a bit more aggressive with his keys spending.
Yes.
And that's really helped him. It's really just a question of when does he... Like, we know where they both have to go.
Yeah. And latebit has just remembered that they have not actually done the back of Hookshot Cave. And is in for the fun surprise that it is vanilla. Meanwhile, GFE's about to finally find Sahas.
And this could be that moment where he's like, oh yeah, Swamp Palace.
Yeah. But at the same time, finding out that it's a pendant, does that make it more or less desirable?
Green pendant, probably a little more desirable.
Okay. Well, obviously gonna start checking out the rest of these entrances first.
I mean, I say more or less desirable, but honestly, at this point, like, you got nothing else.
Yeah.
Like, GFE especially just has so much less left. Like, I think he knows he has to go there.
Yep, and latebit gonna find out that the west side of Dark Death Mountain is fairies and fairies. And but GFE is gonna do Turtle Walk first. Makes sense for just being there and having as much as they do.
Yeah, I imagine he'll go as far as Chomps, probably. I don't think he's going to try to go towards Lava Island. Realistically, you don't need a lot of keys to beat this dungeon in Crosskeys.
Oh, and with those two heart containers, that gets the GFE to that second row, fulfilling the prophecy of being incredibly healthy. And latebit has found the other side of Spiral Cave. I'm not sure quite how they got here.
That connector that GFE had found at the Mire Cave is how latebit got there instead of through the drop down of Spectacle Rock.
Okay.
And GFE is actually going to spend both of his keys to get towards the back. Interesting.
Did GFE actually find the other entrance yet? Because that's another entrance in Death Mountain, isn't it?
Yeah, that was a Dark Death Mountain entrance, so GFE did not find that one yet.
Okay, well, they're about to. Or if they make it that far. And the nice way about thing about this... Oh, did they just make the same mistake?
Nope. They were in Light World when they came into TR. So
that's right. The front entrance, yes.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. latebit is in contemplative mode. Never a good sign.
Yeah, this is one of those scary parts is like definitely has ideas of what to do, or like is running out of ideas really, and just having a really hard time, you know, piecing together what did I skip.
Yeah, and just got to remember at Eastern Palace play.
Meanwhile, GFE does find Pod as well, really giving it a thought here, deciding, you know what, I'm going to do all these checks out of logic as well. And it looks like latebit is heading back to Eastern, so gonna get that Swamp Small Key.
Yep. Which we know is here, and we strongly believe is progression, but still actually isn't the play that GFE has done at this point. So there's a chance that even being behind a little bit, but not terribly much, because GFE has cleared more pendants, that this could actually end up being very good for latebit.
Yeah, latebit not deciding to beat Hera is a very interesting little piece of this. But so latebit will likely be our first runner into Swamp Palace for a true attempt at clearing the dungeon.
Yeah.
But GFE is also going to give us a little different of a play here, going for the vanilla big key chest here in Pod.
Yeah, that is definitely different. So I mean, like, because that big key to Eastern and all that was on the left side of GT, which is something latebit still hasn't gone back and done.
Correct.
And that's really the main difference, but that was not required to get this small key. That might end up actually being a very good thing for latebit, because we know that this is a pendant and that there is only a male upgrade in that big chest. And as long as PED's not required, which, let's face it, the odds are incredibly small of that, then it actually will end up being time saved, which will be good because time was lost wandering around.
Yeah, hard to say for sure how that's going to kind of play out.
Because most of those other keys that we found were for non-required chests unless there's an item that we need. I don't think there were any other big keys that were absolutely required in that set.
Which set, sorry?
The other keys that were found on the left side.
Oh, Skull and Ice.
Skull and Ice, right. Those are just unlocking chests at this point. Ice can be more convenient, but with what they've got, they don't need that one either.
Yeah, and here we go. So latebit is going to give us this Swamp Palace play. What is here? I can't imagine we see any skipping of chess. I think we get full left side even.
Absolutely. And the only thing I could see that would actually make me wonder about skipping left side is if they get like 2 progression items in on the way, which that means that they didn't do left side swamp immediately. And that would put them in a situation where they likely feel behind. Like, I'm imagining late build definitely feels behind at this point. And if they think they need to take a risk. Then I could maybe see it. But I think that you're very likely right that they're just going to go ahead and check everything at this point.
Meanwhile, GFE is just about done with Pod, and I think this has to be like his last play before Swamp.
Yeah.
Like, there's just not much left, GFE. Play the logic. Although, what are we doing? Oh, I know what GFE is doing. Okay. GFE is setting up for a safe scum here.
Okay.
He's gonna... So what he's done is he's taken this Death Warp. He's going to check the Harmless Hellway in the back. Yeah, I'm not sure why he's doing this for Hellway and not the vanilla big key chest instead. I don't know what his thought is. Like, this feels like he was more committed to the other one, to the big key chest.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's got their kind of like plays and how they feel about these two chests. So for GFE, I guess just he prefers to pull big key chest early and prefers to scum this chest. I don't know. This is just the impression I'm getting from this play. So this is going to be his safe scum.
Yeah. Perfect diver down from late bits. GFE not gonna save that.
Understandably so.
Just a bloomerang.
I mean, it's the worst boomerang, so you already got the best one.
Pretty much. Well, maybe the best one is none at all. We do see late bits definitely on the left side. So no surprise there. Oh, another TR small. Oh, this could be a wild goose chase. And Quake to open the entrance to TR.
Honestly, a TR key is not a bad find.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, if GFE also decides to do that, he needs to find another key. Like, he spent both of his keys in the front.
He did.
So he needs that key for sure. Yeah. At least a key. Actually, unless we find Laser Bridge entrance, GFE needs both. GFE has spent 2 keys and used the Pokey key on Lava Island. So if we never find, like, let's say Garbage Fire, worst case scenario, this seed is absolutely...
Hey, there's that other Turtle Rock key.
Okay. Worst case scenario, like, if Laser Bridge was at GT.
Yeah.
GFE needs both.
Right. But GFE's going to get both. So they got...
Probably. I can't see him skipping left side right now, but
yeah.
I say that, and I know GFE, you know, and I were talking a little bit earlier today, he's like, get ready to call out some clown plays, so...
Yeah, but they literally checked pretty much everything else they possibly could.
And the funny thing is that late bit is showing us that there's just nothing in this dungeon.
Nope.
Like, there's keys, there's a Quake medallion, that's good, but we haven't found Pearl.
Nope.
No mirror.
Yeah.
No boots.
And that's why I was lamenting it earlier. It's like getting that extra key, the 2 extra keys for Turtle Rock. It feels like it's saying, like, yeah, you thought it was here, but no, it's going to be on Laser Bridge.
Yeah, I mean, watch. Argus has our TR big.
Yeah. Oh, or the mirror. Okay. Now we're cooking with gas.
Unfortunately, it's not an easy answer.
No, it's not.
Yeah, mirror for Swamp Big. Oh my god, Swamp Big here.
We're gonna check it right away. Oh, if this is TR Big, oh my goodness.
And the big key is...
Oh my goodness!
Fully in logic Turtle Rock already.
Oh man.
Yeah, Late Bit's going for Turtle Rock. He's like, that's the answer. I don't care. I will say the one thing is, if I got that TR big key, I might have jumped off that ledge and went to Saha.
Yeah.
Because that's on the way over to here.
Yes, it's true.
Like, your main entrance TR is over here. It's one of the entrances here, just past these red Tektites. But Saha's at the top of the mountain. So I think it's unfortunate in terms of a routing method.
Yeah.
Like, I think I will not be shocked if GFE does exactly what I'm thinking here, is gets the TR big, continues to Saha to turn in Green Pendant, and then just beats Turtle Rock.
Yeah. And then if there's anything on that Saha Green Pendant, good chance that latebit still gets it, but gonna be, later bit.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Like, this is why I said, like, as much as this tournament is, you want to make top 16, you're looking to really kind of, there's people who are out for top finishers. Like, and I think GFE is definitely one of those runners.
Absolutely.
Given his main tourney performance he's just come off of. Like, the other side of this is, late bit, I think, is a bit newer to Crosskeys, or, looking to just develop better skills for the mode. So in that case, he's going to be, this is those instincts for this mode that are just hard to build. And yes, Crystal Roller Room is, of course, going to have the answer. If you've played enough Crosskeys, you know that Crystal Roller Room is always going to have progression.
Yeah.
It's kind of an evil room.
And GFE picks up that last key to Turtle Rock, and you've got to think that there's a little bit of relief there. Of like, okay, that gamble was now no longer a gamble.
But I think at the same time, he's like, where's TR Big?
Well, he's going to find out. All right, well, here comes Laser Bridge. Will this be the answer?
Funnily enough, this can't be our logical answer.
Oh, yeah. That's correct. A Meyer key. Yet another place where we have some options that we have not really explored. But there's the Moon Pearl. Okay,
where's Mirror Shield, or where's Cape, or Burna? One of them's available right now.
Yeah, so there is a fun option, and then there's a very trolly option. I'd say the fun option is that it's in Meyer. And the trolley option
really stinks.
Oh, that really, yeah, that's a bad.
Ouch.
I'd say the trolliest option is that the invincibility item is on Trinix.
Oh wait, Total Tech is saying that we had a freestanding shield at one point.
Okay.
So we should have Mirror Shield in Logic. So that Pearl is already in Logic.
Okay. Thank you to our intrepid checkers. They say it's a thankless job, but I just thank you, so can't claim that anymore.
GFE is going to stop at Saha real quick. So, like I said, this is that knowledge really coming through. And it's just a map.
Burrito.
Oh, worthless burrito. GFE, you're right there. GFE.
GFE not going into Turtle Rock.
Oh, even better, actually. My bad. GFE saying, I've got a mirror. I can check Mimic Cave.
Yep. And we're in Hyrule Castle. So this has eluded us till now, I believe. Downside being we both know, and so does our audience, that this is not where the Moon Pearl is. But it could be where something else is, and you gotta wonder how long it's gonna be before latebit thinks of this.
Well, there's GFE's 5th pot small, so not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. We still don't have the big for that.
There's another one of there's that Desert Palace entrance that GFE found earlier.
Yep. And of course, the boots are still eluding us. And gotta think, looking at the keys that are still outstanding, not that many. So there looks like there's a 33% chance right now that that key on the library is for Pod. Of course, it would be logically required for Hera, but both of our players here can Hera Pod.
We think. We haven't seen latebit go for the Hera Pod. And I'm curious about the meaning of that. Is that a logical reason or a comfort with such a play?
From the way that latebit has been playing, I would assume it's logic. Because latebit is still really experienced runner.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at their stats, you know, they've got 93 races total of Crosskeys. And
well, I don't know if that's Crosskeys. It could just be a total races.
Okay, we'll have to go to our intrepid staff to clarify that for us.
Because, like, that's a lot of Crosskeys time.
Yeah.
So, like, at some of what I'm seeing from latebit's movements around the map in a Crosskeys tells me maybe not as experienced in the mode. Like, not poor at all, but just not as comfortable.
Right.
And yeah.
That's true. Thank you for that.
Yeah, triple factorial pointing out the low times of an hour 10 and 50x or 5x minutes. Yeah.
Yes.
Nicely done, though, by GFE, taking that mirror, and I love this little mirror bunny.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna be able to glitch out 3 or 4 checks here.
Yep.
Nothing of value, but we got 4 checks.
Well, we got a cape.
And yeah, that's one of the scary parts here, is unfortunately, latebit dying on Laser Bridge. Like, when does latebit get back there? And, you know, where's the convenient Laser Bridge entrance? Because, unfortunately, like, that's just a really rough spot.
Yep.
Like, that's a fully unlogic
crystal. Is on Laser Bridge.
Yeah.
And latebit did find it before dying on Laser Bridge. And GFE now is going to find it themselves, and finally diving into Turtle Rock after checking all of those other mirror spots. And we actually don't know for absolute sure. I don't think that we've had a map check or anything whatsoever that shows us whether this is our last pendant or crystal. Obviously, the odds favor it being a crystal. But for all we know, the right move is not to go back to Laser Bridge and try next.
Yeah, it's all foul pointing out. That ice rod was behind Pearl.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was in Pod, which is on Dark Death Mountain. So, yeah, both her runners luckily doing Bunny Revival. So you could have avoided a double dip.
Yep. Well, I mean, depending upon if Pod is a crystal or not, they might still all have to double dip anyways. But logically, we did find the shooting gallery room, but beyond that, no, we have not seen other entrances.
Yeah, we haven't seen the laser bridge or the big chest.
Yeah. And that's another thing that's unfortunate about latebit dying is that you would want that information as well to see where this comes out at.
Yeah, GFE is gonna just pop a cape for this, or I was thinking popping the cape. Instead, it's going to take that damage or that invincibility frame for the first check. Gets his pearl in the second chest.
And might be having problems containing their excitement for finally finding that.
Apparently, gets a key to skull.
Okay, so that's not so bad for latebit at this point.
And a piece of heart there at the end. We're going to find out where Laser Bridge is.
Hopefully it's not a one-way.
That's a very powerful entrance.
Oh, that's the other castle tower that's required.
Oh no, that is huge.
Absolutely. And then let's see what this is. Oh my god, it's Ice Palace. This is massive.
Yep.
Ice Palace is only accessible through Turtle Rock. Wow. And yeah, GFE is just going to go ahead and dive before going back to... of course you wouldn't go back to Trinex, because then you'd have to go all the way back through Turtle Rock. This makes perfect sense.
And this is a full clear ice. This is a single dip of Ice Palace. GFE has Ice Big and Ice Small and all the tools to beat this dungeon.
Yes. And we know that there's only one pendant outstanding. So between Ice Palace and Turtle Rock, one of these is required.
Yep.
Likely both.
Yeah, this is a bad situation for late bit. Really what we need, like, I don't want to call this race at all. Like, it's too early for that. Crosskeys is known for trolley items.
Absolutely.
But if you're in late bit's shoes and rooting for late bit here, what you're really hoping to see is late bit needs to find the TR big chest.
Yeah.
Because having to go all the way through TR is kind of that's a big incentive not to come back for a long time. So, but like, as we said, Castle Tower Small 2, Ice Palace, like, they're all behind this.
Yeah.
So I don't know what does it. I think the only thing that I look at is that combination, like, find the big chest of Turtle Rock.
Yeah. Now, we don't know for sure what GFE actually has left that they need to find for Go mode, but it's not a lot, likely.
No.
Point.
Good chance pod big, and we're really looking for entrances.
Yeah. I mean, we just got that pearl, fairly recently got the mirror. Dark World is still fairly unexplored at this point. Wow, there's a book. Not nearly as important of a check necessarily in Crosskeys.
There's not a guarantee we need those boots for that big key on library. There's a chance still. It's really a question of
we do need it for Ganon. We do need boots for Ganon.
We do need boots for Ganon. My mistake.
Yes.
My bad. Thank you for calling me out on that one.
Yeah. That is all on chat and our trackers there, because I had forgotten that as well. So we now know that we are definitively not in Go mode.
Yeah.
But it also kind of makes the library ledge big key a lot less of a worry, because it's not a maybe, because you need the boots anyways.
True. We do find Graveyard Ledge there with another pod small down at the Curiosity Shop there.
And that is the final pod. For small, at least. Late bit has found. And with 13 hearts, blue mail, and a tempered sword, GFE just kind of goes ham on Cold Stare and gets another crystal.
Yeah, 3 crystals, 2 pendants. So starting to make some good progress here. Should be heading right back into Turtle Rock to take down Trinex next.
Yeah. And that's the other thing at this point is that, like, you think about ways that latebit could come back at this race, and you think about, like, trolley locations for boots, like, but you can't even say things like, you know, what if it's on PED, which I know chat loves to do, because GFE has the pendant lead as well.
Yeah.
I mean, the main issue is that we don't actually know what the last pendant dungeon is. And we're about to get another of one of them. So either GFE is going to have yet another crystal lead, or they're going to be able to blind pull. Well, they don't have to blind pull PED because they found the book. But
well,
even
either
that
way, like you can merge head check with a check of the Skull Woods entrances.
It's
like,
true.
There's just so much convenience here.
Yeah.
So even if we don't get a pendant here, it's still going to be, one of those moments where GFE can just say, well, I'm going to check it. I'm going to read it. Let's find out.
Yeah, absolutely. If they even need to.
Hey, it's a third pendant.
It is indeed the third pendant.
So that gives us map info, at least in terms of Crystal Pendant. Now, of course, latebit has found the bomb vendor, so knows that Pod and Skull are red crystals. All GFE knows is what our crystals are. And of course, GFE, having done this play earlier, knows about this connector leading to the mire area, immediately coming back for that. Wants to get this entrance out of the way real quick, can also do the front of desert entrance. So just going to hit a couple of entrances real fast before probably beginning his Dark World loop. What? Mirror Shield in Ice Rod Cave means that we had access to Burna? Burna was our logical access for Pearl, and I think we got Burna out of Ice Palace?
Okay, so you could actually... The logic was to run down the middle without trying to get the chests?
Yeah.
Wow, I never even thought about that type of logic.
Yeah, the seed logic, if you ever care about logic, which we don't always...
of course not.
What you had to, or you were supposed to do, was get to Laser Bridge, go out Laser Bridge door, mirror to Ice Palace, get Burna out of Ice Palace, to then come back to TR Laser Bridge, and get your Pearl on Laser Bridge.
Wait, but didn't we... we found Cape, though, because even latebit found Cape.
Cape was in Blind's Hut, which was Dark World.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that was Dark Shopping Mall.
Oh, that is... Huh.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so both of our runners have decided to finally dip Mire, which we know has been available and mostly in Logic for quite a while.
Yeah. latebit in a little bit quicker, but GFE having a smoother mire too. We'll see if GFE does the full clear of this dungeon. And hello to Zelda Speedruns.
Yes.
Welcome. I know you guys just had your Crosskeys seed going on for Restream. We've got another Crosskeys seed here between GFE and latebit.
Yeah, so this is what the seed is coming down to right now. We have access to Turtle Rock, but latebit died on Laser Bridge, trying to get it. Had just gotten the Moon Pearl off of Laser Bridge, but what latebit does not know is that by leaving through the exit to Laser Bridge, you get to the Cape location. And that gets you not only the last big key for Castle Tower, which Agnem is blocking Ganon, but also by mirroring at that location is the only way to get to Ice Palace, which is a crystal. So latebit is really needing to go back to Turtle Rock and finish all of that up.
Yeah, even with it just being a pendant, unfortunately that means that what we've been saying is that latebit really is kind of hoping to find the TR big chest, and I just don't know if there's anything else that helps.
Yeah. Aga 1.
And there's a big key of pods.
Dark Palace.
That is one of our...
Okay.
Actually, that's our last missing required big key. The one on library is required for Hera.
Yes.
Or GT, actually, sorry. So...
yeah, we don't have the GT key, and...
At this point, you're kind of hoping that it's the GT big key.
Are you?
Yes.
Yes, because then the boots are the last thing we're still looking for.
I mean, if we can find Skull Woods in the back of Desert Palace, then we're Boots Go mode.
Yeah.
Which does also mean latebit needs to go back into Mire for left side.
Now latebit also still never got those silvers, so we'll have a little bit more of a challenge on Vitreous.
Does have half magic and cape at least, so...
Oh yeah.
Not terrible.
Yeah. Very doable.
Yeah.
Could use some extra health though.
Yeah, that's definitely agreeable.
Oh, that's right. It is, Aga2 is not just a climb for the regular items in the tower. It is also blocking the Kakariko Well. So, the odds are just barely in the favor of that key being the Hera key on the library ledge, just based on, pure amount of extra checks needed for those boots. But it's still pretty likely it's also outside of it. Like, I'd say it's probably like 60-40, somewhere in there. But yeah, this is about to become an absolute boots hunt. And latebit needs to hope that the boots location is trolly enough for him to get back to TR, find Ice Palace, find that key, and then just get lucky by finding the boots location before GFE does. But they're running out of time.
Yeah, GFE now up to four crystals to latebit's 2.
Yeah.
But the other piece of this is, of course, the 3-to-1 pendant advantage.
Yes, if it is indeed an advantage. Somewhat amusing that GFE finds the map to desert and immediately checks the map. Hey, GFE, you have all the pendants.
I think part of that for GFE is maybe trying to see if he can understand what the red crystal layout might be.
Oh, that's true. That is information. Granted, I don't. Have we seen the bomb shop at all?
It's marked on latebit's own tracker that it's Pod and Skullwood, so latebit had to have found bomb shop at some point.
Okay.
I must have missed it. Hey, there's Mini Moldorm Cave on top of Hyrule Castle.
Okay, somewhere in Village of Outcasts, likely. But yeah, this is 5 items. Could our boots be here? There's that Hyrule key.
Yeah, one of the most important quote-unquote keys of the game.
Yeah. And there's some powder. Don't have to fake powder to get fairies at least anymore. And an incredibly hard to access crystal ball shop owner.
Okay. Moment of boots!
Oh! Oh, but he leaves. Oh, wow. That is really not good for GFE. Unless they find that location as they're exploring, and just because they found that cave, like, open the last chest because they're there.
Yeah, for GFE, I don't think this is a big deal. I don't see what keeps him away from that.
True.
But for late bit, it becomes a hard question of when do you go back?
Yeah, that's true. That was the perfect opportunity to go back. And because you found boots there, literally ran off.
Like, and you know, for GFE, there's an easy reason for him to end up on top of Pyramid.
Yes.
Like, all GFE has to do is go and say, I'm gonna go beat Aga Tower without boots, and that'll just put me on the Pyramid to go do top of Hyrule Castle.
Mm-hmm.
For late bit, can't even do that because the second Aga Tower key is behind that check.
Yeah, it's true. So I want to flip the lid in this a little bit and at least flip the position and think about this. If you're GFE and you know you've got to do Aga, you haven't found boots yet, and you've done all 3 pendants and are about to pull pled, and all you're getting is a bottle. Do you feel ahead?
I don't know. Because, like, I think part of it is like, one of the things that GFE's done in this seed is he played away from Swamp Palace for a while. Like, he left Swamp Palace as one of his last check. So, like, I could look at that and say, that's not a great feeling.
No.
But what I will say instead is, because, like, I think if I'm in GFE's shoes, I go, like, if I was playing GFE here, I'd be like, and made the same plays he's been making, I'd be like, I don't feel like it was that crazy to do what I did in GT, what
Absolutely.
I did in TR or Ice or Swamp. Like, every play he's made, I've agreed with.
Absolutely.
Like, I think the only thing I can look at GFE and go, like, why'd you avoid Swamp for so long?
Yeah.
So.
And, like, in every pendant dungeon was required. Not necessarily to beat, but to dive pretty deeply. I believe.
Yeah, I mean, you had to go all the way to the vanilla big key chest in Eastern to get your swamp small key, to then get the mirror off of Argus, to go to get your big key to TR off Spec Rock, to get to Laser Bridge to get your pearl. Like,
so
you needed all 3 pendants.
Pretty much, yeah. So this is as much a all pendants, an all dungeon seed as you can get without it being ped required.
Yeah, like, we had to kill at least 1 pendant boss, and even then we kind of had to still do the other 2.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I don't know if I would feel ahead if I was in GFE shoes. I would just feel like I've done a lot.
Yes.
And I
don't hate
my plays. Yes.
Yeah, like there were no wasted plays for the
most
part.
And I did just realize latebit has a few other major problems to watch out for on this one.
Yeah.
Latebit also skipped left side mire. So cutscene chest was skipped.
Yeah. But they're about to get the major motherload of keys and their silvers. Which, I think GFE's had for nearly an hour now, maybe?
It feels like it's been a while.
Yes.
The other unfortunate piece here is, like, one of the advantages that latebit could have acquired was that key on library we were talking about.
Yeah.
GT is right outside of Kakariko, so it's the library, and latebit did not check.
Yes.
Library before coming in here.
Yeah. I'd say latebit being reminded by that Ice Palace big key that they have not found Ice Palace. And we know why. But yeah, I would have liked to have seen that chest just out of pure curiosity for myself. But yeah, that would have been a nice advantage for them to get. But then again, it also could lead them very much astray. Because at this point, we're basically just looking for entrances now, are we not?
Realistically, yeah.
So the only real troll could be if something is behind that mire entrance, and we need bombos.
Or myths.
Yep, that's true. But fortunately, all Crosskeys players, I have it on good authority, love myths and don't mind finding them whatsoever.
Oh, of course.
That's a lot.
Okay, so GFE closes out that Fight Cave check as latebit finishes GT. This could be that library play that we were talking about.
Absolutely.
Or return to Eastern.
Yeah, well, they got that big key. They're going to find out that, unfortunately, third time dipping is not the charm for Eastern.
Yeah, I mean, the one small grace here is that, you got boots for this last play.
It's true. Yes, a deceptively long dungeon to travel through.
Yeah. Now, the other piece here for GFE is, this route has been slowly working its way to the north portion of Dark World. Are we going to get a mirror to Castle Tower now? We were talking about that Castle Tower play. Is this going to be the opportunity for him to go do that? And he's looking at Castle Tower here.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Just because of the pure amount of entrances that he needs to check. And that's 3 right there.
Yep, he needs to beat this dungeon anyway.
Oh, you're talking about the inside of Castle Tower. Yes, of course.
Yeah. So yeah, beat Castle Tower, and then go and...
and this is going to put you out at the top of Pyramid.
Yep, and he'll get his boots soon after. Like, this is...
Yeah, that's just brilliant routing.
Yep. GFE's on top of it. Like, he knows what he's looking to do right now. This is one of those things that, like, this is what I'm saying when it comes to routing. You know, GFE's thinking not just in the moment of a play, he's looking at what's his next one after that right now. You want to minimize that downtime, and that's what he's been able to do here. You know, he doesn't have the boots, and like that's a great advantage for latebit to have for, you know, the longer this goes.
Mm-hmm. Which seems like it's going to be like another 3 to 4 minutes. And especially considering that 3 to 4 minutes is GFE doing something that latebit is still going to have to do also.
Yep.
Like this is like it's the only real advantage is the advantage that boots would give you in Aga's Tower, which you gotta think is not overly significant considering the nature of the dungeon design.
Right. And that's the thing, like, really what I can say is, you know, if latebits had boots for, you know, 10 minutes or however many minutes longer than GFE, like, what I can say is the triple dip of Eastern erases the boots benefit.
Yeah.
But here we go, Aga fight for GFE. And of course, I do see chat saying, hey, how many blue balls? I mean, let's be nice, right? 15. I saw 15 in chat. I'm disappointed.
15's out. You're already there. Okay, well there's 6 right away. Yeah, everybody wants to count them just as one, but I clearly see 6 at a time when they do that. So. Yeah, I mean, like, you can dream, but hasn't the seed done enough?
Never.
I still cannot fathom the idea that logical access to Laser Bridge required you to go through Laser Bridge and exit and beat and go into Ice Palace. Like, that's like literal starts a migraine at the just thinking about that. Like, the fact that the logic can actually require that is admittedly a bit impressive. Was that 5 or 6?
Chat's saying 5.
They just
or
counted
6.
Yeah.
Yep. So, oof.
That's not the friendliest Aga.
Meanwhile, latebit does take down Moldorm. Did go for the Herapod eventually. So, had just waited on it. Interesting. I think the weirder part here is, you know, that big key on Library Ledge.
It's still just sitting there.
And GFE gets his boots, so not a huge difference of time. And at this point, you know, GFE is in near go mode.
Yeah.
He knows where Pod is. He can go beat it. He has to find Skull, and he has to find Desert, and then he's in go.
Yeah. And the only entrance we don't really have logical access to at this point, I believe, is Misery Mire.
So we've got our Mitz-locked entrances. So we've got Hammer Pegs,
yeah.
PR, Ice Palace.
Yes. Right, Mitz.
We've got a few Mitz locations, and then we've got, of course, the Boots locations. So between that combination, you know, we're missing a little bit. For latebit, latebit's missing a little bit more. So latebit is missing the Aga Tower key. Has to go through PR, To get back to Laser Bridge, the exit of Laser Bridge is Bumper Ledge that has our second Agate Tower Small, and also light side bumper has our Ice Palace entrance. Then the other big thing is
crystal,
Late Bit has to go back to Misery Mire because left side Mire has Pod Big.
Yep.
So there's quite
Late Bit is going. Late Bit is doing it.
And GFE is back to Pod.
Yep, that makes sense. This is a required. So I think the trolliest thing at this point could be Mitts or possibly Bombos, but likely Mitts in Cackwell, and that key on library being for Ganon's Tower.
Yeah,
and it's still like highly likely that GFE gets there first, but that's still trolly. And that you would complete the all dungeons required if that is the case.
Oh no!
Oh no! Yeah, and that's the inexperience.
You know what?
Earlier.
I don't know if that is. Like, if I'm gonna be honest on this one, I get it.
Yeah, because there is a chance that this puts you out of one way.
Yeah. And that's the thing. For Late Bit, this could be. What if that's Mire?
Yeah.
Entrance. What if that's TR entrance? What if that's
GT?
With GT, like, what if this throws me completely out? To somewhere I can't get back in.
Yeah, but it is going to put him back at the entrance, the first entrance.
So, like, I don't know what. I get why he doesn't want to exit that door.
Yeah.
He's like, I already lost my spot here once.
Yeah. Yeah, and if he thinks about it, he will know he's not in logic as far as getting that stuff off of Laser Bridge. But what he does not know is that the exit is where you find that logic, because...
Well, here's the hard part about that. So, like, we've been talking about this Laser Bridge logic quite extensively.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, that's one of those things that, like, runners might not know as well.
Yeah.
Like, laser skips are completely normal in open keys, like every other mode.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
It's just Crosskeys is on an older version of logic, and, like, it's one of those things you kind of don't realize. Laser skips are not logical.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, GFE got a butter sword.
Okay. And is going to go ahead and finish off. Oh my goodness, there's the mitts. The mitts were in the big chest of pod. And that opens up a lot.
That's pretty much go mode unless Bombos is required.
Pretty much, yeah. The odds are pretty low at this point.
What I will say, to not force 3-heart laser skips, that's sort of true, but old Crosskeys logic is, I want to say it's V29, and V29 did not have laser skips in logic, as far as I'm aware, so it's a little A, little a B. Advanced logic, which is more of a recent thing with like V30 or V31, became norm. So, but here we go. GFE is going to start giving us Mitch checks. First up, Ice Palace. Entrance is a shock.
Yeah. Now we still need 2 dungeons that are hidden behind some form of entrances.
Well, and for GFE, there's the boots entrances.
That's true.
We've got 4 of those. We've got King's Tomb, Bonk Rocks, behind Link's house, and behind Bomb Shop.
Okay, yeah.
In terms of pure myths checks, we've got Hammer Pegs, we've got TR Entrance.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've seen most of our mirror checks. But here we go. King's Tomb is... GFE, you might want that key.
You might want that key.
GFE's assuming he's in go mode, I think.
Yeah. So
we haven't seen the output of Meyer. We haven't seen the out of Meyer, right?
We have not.
Like, we've not gotten thrown out of Meyer. It's either Hera or GT. So Boots locks Hera and GT big keys.
Yeah.
Because one's on King, one's on Library.
So it just seems like they're making the gamble because it makes a lot of sense. But if it doesn't work out, they know where they both are. Like, it's not that hard to go back if it happens to be that one of them is behind Meyer.
It's just, why not pick it up? I think this is just GFE forgetting that he might need it.
Yeah.
Like, this is just screaming that GFE kind of forgot that maybe he needs Bombos. Like, it's not a bad gamble. It's not a bad gamble. Like, there's a good chance he doesn't need it.
Right.
But it's still
at this point...
It's not nothing.
Oh, there's far trollier than the big chest for DT. That's GT Tower blocks Kakariko well. So there's 9 items up there. So the odds that one of them is Bombos is seemingly pretty high at this point. Whether that's important or not, we're gonna find out.
We've got 2 left. No, 3. Sorry.
Yeah.
I just realized I don't think we saw a race game.
Oh, that's true.
Did either runner mirror a race game?
I don't think either runner has mirrored the race game.
And here we go. What is the big key in King's Tomb? It is our big key 2, Ganon's Tower.
Oh, that's going to put him... Because he might climb that looking for the castle tower key.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
If he's skipping that... Like, for us, we know we only had so many entrances left. GFE is in the position of... I've got a ton more entrances left.
It's true.
So, like, we're just thinking in terms of Boots and Myths locked entrances. For GFE, it's like... I have Swamp Palace. I have probably the pod area. I have this. So for him, it's like, this just makes more sense.
Yeah. All that time that latebit searched in Dark World for everything. Yeah. This is a little more interesting now. Yeah, especially because latebit has that mirror. Latebit is that dig game. Oh, wow. Dig is 2. That's simple enough. But they are not going for the race game. They are going for the 45 entrance.
Oh, we hadn't seen K45 from either runner. Jeez.
And that's Waterfall. With 2 50s. It's true, we have not seen Pyramid Fairy. We think that latebit found the bomb hut at one point because they marked the red crystals. But we missed where that was. We think it was in Village of Outcasts somewhere. C-shaped house. Thank you for our trackers.
Well, and what we can say is that the only boss that could be behind that is if desert, like if Landmo's at Pyramid.
Oh, that's true, because Swamp is one of them.
Yep. And here's the funny part. We just found Skull Woods.
Oh, we did.
So
where was
logically, that was left side race game.
Okay. Yeah, so latebit skipped it. So, mirror hiding... so these are mirror-only locations that are hiding at least 2 of our palaces now. In tricky spots.
Yeah, these are some Crosskeys special locations.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a very quick, effective moth fight.
I would hope so with Gold Sword, Red Mail, 15 Hearts, Half Magic, Fire Rod. And so that, chat, that is the $10 million question at this point. We do not know where the back of DP is. There's only so many entrances left between both of our runners. And slowly but surely we are getting down to the nitty gritty, and the only entrance we don't think we have access to at this point, we know we don't have access to, is Misery Mire.
Yep, and for GFE, the play is, like, he's gonna go with the idea that he's in go mode. He's got... If I had to put a number of entrances GFE has left, it's probably he's got 20 entrances still available.
Right.
Like, there are just that many still available to him, and it's one entrance that he can't do.
Right.
So he's gonna assume that he's gonna find it.
Right. But how many of those 20 entrances do we know isn't the answer?
Right. Like, for us, we're down to a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's getting really slim.
Yeah. Okay. And GFE is going to make that Pyramid Fairy play. According to our trackers, GFE has 6 entrances left. Verifying with their on-screen tracker. Oh, and here's one of them. We do not know what's behind this. Is this desert? A desert in a pyramid? Who would have thought of it? No, it is Mimic. And hey, he is. You got to think he's thinking of something, because
I gotta wonder if the wheels are starting to turn. Like,
yeah,
I made a mistake. I need Bomba.
Yep, thinking more and more about that, because that's the only item he could have been checking for at that point. He literally has everything he needs to beat Ganon when the time comes. And latebit is making the play. latebit has that key and is going up the tower. Our racers have known for nearly 2 hours now that this is what blocks Kakariko well. 9 items. And of course, latebit is still hunting for far more.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, GFE, finds a connector there, goes, I don't need it, just don't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, GFE is not in a great situation to find it. Like, I think GFE is going to be annoyed.
Yes.
Given what we know. Like, at this point, we can say probably definitively, like, you needed that big key. even if he doesn't, what we can say is, GFE, there's a good chance you might have needed to pull the chest under Skull Woods Bridge. You needed to pull this chest or that chest. So whatever the case is, like, it's not great for him.
I would speculate that he's going to be more than annoyed right now because he does not know where latebit is. For all he knows, that latebit, we're past the 2-hour mark at this point. And, has no idea that latebit has not gone out the exit of Laser Bridge and found ice and found that key. And literally, all he knows could be finishing off Desert right now, fighting Ganon. Like, that's the kind of thing that's going through your head when you get past the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, we're up to the point where GFE is like, I'm missing one thing.
Yeah.
One.
Mm-hmm. Oh, let's see here.
So GFE is heading back. It looks like we're going to get that Skull Woods under the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
No. Oh. No, we're going for Dig Game first.
Well, this won't take long. Having exactly 2,000 rupees. That's ruined now. But sees that that's nothing.
So now we're going to get the back of Skull.
Mm-hmm.
I thought. Yes? Yes. Meanwhile, latebit has climbed GT.
Yes.
So we're going to get some new info here.
About to open a couple more chests here.
Is Bombos here?
That's the question. And odds are the answer is yes, that this is going to lead to Bombos. Every single one of those keys is an absolute tease to latebit. Looking for that Castle Tower key that is not there. Of course, latebit's still missing 2 entrances. Still needs that desert just like GFE, but also needs Ice Palace. But they know they're still missing an item.
We also found out that top of GT was required logically. Oh, the Swamp Palace big. We never found that big. So there, yeah.
Not. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But you had to climb GT to get the 3rd Mire Small.
Oh, goodness, yeah. Also of note that latebit never found the book. But I guess, no, that's in ice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Meanwhile, GFE is going to give us a different set of checks. He's going to ride the myth.
Yeah. But he has definitely fully returned to I am not in item go mode.
I think he also forgot where the smith was.
Yeah, because that is not it.
No. Muscle memory took over.
Yeah. I was like, a little bit of bomb rage there.
No, that bomb actually lets him walk through his portal.
Oh, right, yeah.
Holding something over your head allows you to walk through a portal.
Yep. I just didn't see the portal there. That is not Bombos. That is just bombs. Missing an O there. Like, hey, you can make bombs. Can you make a medallion of bombs? No. latebit is feeling well now. And still have not seen Bombos, and there's only these 3 checks left. 2. There it is.
So,
oh my goodness. And then a small key to desert. Oh boy.
So GFE has to go back to King's Tomb, which was K45, to get a big key to GT, to climb GT, to drop in a Cackwell for Bombos.
Are we out of entrances? Is that confirmed to be it?
I think so.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
Yeah, latebit just needs to like I said, the experience of this, just thinking about like latebit not realizing what they missed. I feel like it's just it's gonna be hard to think of that, I think, for them.
The hard part here is that there's two things. Like, not only is the laser bridge exit gonna be a daunting task for latebit to hit, latebit skipped the left side race game engine.
So they might not be thinking about those mirrors that you need to do to access things. And
okay, GFE's back to checkerboard.
Yep. Okay.
There's his GT big.
And yeah, at this point, latebit checking out where that desert key gets them, because they're still looking for Castle Tower. They're still looking for
what is GFE
mitts.
checking?
Oh, yeah,
Ether tablet. Okay,
yep.
He really doesn't want
to climb.
No.
Yeah. With that, well, by the way, this is definitely, by the way, officially in Oops All Dungeons.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it looks like GFE's heading for GT, so...
Yep. Going up. latebit is, on the other hand, still exploring. They might have remembered the mirror at Race Game now.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like.
Yep. Which bodes well for them in the future, if they... Yeah.
And yeah, GFE's going to finish off these GT checks in the basement first, doing fire bar, and then heading for big chest.
And then latebit obviously has found the back of Skull, finds out that that chest is nothing, and is gonna go murder a moth.
Yeah, moth doesn't stand a chance here.
Not at all. Yeah, GFE finishing up the basement here. Gonna check that big chest and then head on up. And that is yet another crystal for latebit. So GFE is climbing to get Bombos, which we know from latebit is in Kakariko Well, which requires you to beat Agatu for what we truly believe to be the last entrance left in the game, which is behind Misery Mire, where we believe the back of Desert is.
Yeah.
and because that is the type of seat this has been.
Yep.
So we got to say this, like, you know, if you were hoping for a fun and interesting race to start off this tournament, and this is your first match that you've watched, congratulations. You got
Look forward to a lot of this.
Yes. Like including the, you know, oh my goodness, I've never seen that logic before with the laser bridge exit. You know, this is like, there's hundreds of games in the future for you in the Swiss round alone. And then that bracket is going to be the best of the best. This is going to be an amazing 8 weeks of Swiss and an amazing tournament bracket. Buckle up. We're in for some fun. And we're starting off strong.
Meanwhile, latebit back into Mire, did get that last Mire small key, so gonna head back in, get the left side. This is actually an important play. Our Mire big key was over here in cutscene chest, so
Yep.
was required.
Wait, it was Meyer Big Key was in cutscene chest? So that's fully vanilla.
Sorry,
Wait.
pod I meant.
Okay, I was about to say. Yeah, that makes sense.
In terms of the 17 hearts telling you something, really don't be shocked.
Yeah.
We're going to see a lot of races in this tournament with full equipment like this.
Yeah.
Like the fact that GFE's red mail, gold swords, silvers, 15 plus hearts, this is not shocking. This is pretty normal.
Yeah. GFE, on the other hand, doesn't know that Bombos is in Cackwell, is starting to suspect it at this point. That's the tease key. Well, no, not a tease key, because...
I mean, that's a tease.
It is a tease because you think, like, oh, please, Bombos, don't be there.
I mean, there or Hera.
Yep.
And yes, I would love to see a race finish with a runner at 20 hearts.
Yeah. Have they skipped any visible hearts or heart containers?
Probably. I just don't know where.
Yeah. I mean, I have problems remembering the last 2.5 minutes, much less the last 2.5 hours. Luckily, we have incredible trackers and behind-the-scenes help, so we don't have to remember things. And also, it helps that you're using a tracker as well. So. Yes. Thanks for backing me up on that, bud.
So late bit back into pod.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna be able to get some more checks done. Gonna get those mitts.
And Pyramid is about to get a little bit more airy. You know? That sunroof, finally time to put that in.
I mean, look at the dampness in the well. Like, it's kind of... For that being inside the pyramid, I'm getting a little worried.
Yeah, that's probably not healthy. Like, that water, I would not want to jump in it.
GFE's like, that's go mode. I don't care. Nothing else.
There's literally nothing else you would want at that point. And we are about to get... Yeah. Whistle. Flute straight to 6. You got the mitts. Definitely going to use them here. Not going to try and go any other way. And, yeah. Unless we are incredibly incorrect and have missed something, which, you know.
I mean, the fact that GFE's checking it tells me we're probably correct.
Yeah. And there it is.
That is officially a go mode now for GFE. We were pretty much on call with that one, but yeah.
Yeah.
Whew.
Oh my goodness.
So yes, the Oops All dungeons pretty much became required. If you missed this race, definitely go back and watch some of this fun. But
yeah. Oh my goodness.
Some of the requirements of this one, you had to at least pull the Eastern Big Key chest, because that had your swamp small. You then had to beat Pendant Swamp to get Mirror off of Argus. Not to mention the fact you needed to do left side of Swamp because there was a TR key there. With the TR kill, you got, TR had access to the laser bridge led you out of Bumper Ledge, which gave you access to Ice Palace on light side Bumper Ledge, and also our Bumper Ledge item was the other Agate Tower small key. So all three of our pendants certainly held progression of some sort. You had to beat Aga 1 because Aga 1 is at Lumberjack Ledge, and you had to beat Aga 2 to get to Cackwell in order to get your Bombos medallion for Desert North. So every pendant, every dungeon is required at least at some level. So this is the quintessential Oops All dungeons. I think the one saving grace is we at least had some kindness in the fact that we had flute since the word go.
And you definitely, well, I don't know if it was ever fully actually required.
What?
Flute.
No, but at least I had good mobility.
Yes, absolutely.
And
especially because like boots were not coming anytime soon.
No. And luckily GFE remembering some good routing there, going through fluting to 8 and taking the whirlpool to get up to Lumberjack the quickest. But here we go, Ganon now for GFE.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Ganon here because GFE is not in a mood to fool around at this point. Ganon is going to go down fast. Lanmo barely got to like stick their heads out of the sand before they got a silver arrow to the face. And GFE is wanting to make sure that this is definitively not at least a sub 230, which seems pretty certain at this point.
Yeah.
GFE has 7 arrows at this point, so more than enough to handle.
TR entrances, one was on Dark Death Mountain. We had the Dark Death Mountain entrance was Shooting Gallery, Big Chest was atop Hyrule Castle, Laser Bridge is Bumper Ledge, and TR main was in what, Kakariko?
Yeah. And get your GGs in chat. Have a finish of 2:25:21 for GFE. And I am very much looking forward to talking to GFE after this amazing first seed of this tournament.
Yeah. Important 1-0 start for GFE for sure.
Meanwhile, latebit has a big old bomb and knows what to do with it, is taking it to Pyramid. Still looking for desert, still looking for ice. And we have GFE in chat. How you doing? After that, not too bad a seed, right?
Yeah, it's more like Seed says, you didn't think it would be that easy, did you? You've only got like 20 entrances open and only like one that you can't do, so
I think I used those exact words when you skipped that big key.
Yeah.
I mean, it was stupid to grab that big key at that point because I didn't want to do whatever was behind it. I did do a few checks here and there for Bombos, but since the big key wasn't Bombos, I wasn't going to grab him. Ah.
Yeah, it just was unfortunate seeing all the extra checks afterwards because, you beat Skull and don't go under the bridge. You go back for under the bridge. You don't pick up that big key. You got to go back for it.
To be honest, I probably still last location GT climb, even though it was the density play without a doubt. I just didn't want to do it.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
And I would have climbed before the big chest, except I had map chest too, so I figured I may as well do both.
Yeah.
Oh, that was... wow. It was just a journey.
So one of the things that was also very trolly about the seed is, unfortunately, what has completely tripped up your opponent, latebit, actually died right after getting the girl. Yes, and then went back again to Laser Bridge, got the chest, and then killed Trinex. Has not gone back to Laser Bridge and exited.
I don't know if you saw my hesitation.
Yes.
When, I was like, do I do Trinex or do I go out this door? There's not a whole lot of connectors left.
Yeah.
And Bumper Cave is still there.
Yeah.
And it's not just that it's Ice Palace, it's the Agasmol too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So rude.
Yeah.
Well, and what we kind of mysteried out to ourselves, and this is a good, hilarious moment. Logically, you had to go out that entrance anyway. I don't know how closely you paid attention to the logic on this one.
What was in ice?
Berna was in ice. Your cape and your mirror shield were locked behind Pearl.
Oh, and Crosskeys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That's
you
so
had to go
dumb.
through. Yeah.
I do have a question.
Sure.
Was the last chest in the well the Desert Small, or was that somewhere else?
I think it was.
Yeah, it was. It was indeed.
Because the only other checks I had left that were open to me were the last item in the back of Blind's Hut, Hera Big Chest, and then Swamp Big, because that came up in GT.
Yeah. So there were some people in chat, by the way, who were slightly disappointed when you got the third pendant and did not blind pull pad.
And it's a tournament race. I thought about it. I thought about doing it in chat, but I was already feeling pretty bad. I'm sure there were some people yelling at me to go to the pod area because that's a lot of entrances, but I just refused.
Yeah. And waited on Swamp a bit.
Yeah.
Anything you want to talk about that one? I was surprised with how long you waited. With it being so dense.
It was the density. I was kind of being greedy. I knew where two big keys were. And there was a 50%, no, maybe it was like a 40% chance that one of those was the Swamp Big. So I was like, maybe I'll find Boots or Mirror, and maybe I'll get the Swamp Big first. But of course, Mirror's just sitting on Pendant Argus, because why not?
And, unfortunately, latebit at this point has gone into contemplative mode. Is now going somewhere else. So, but yes, So Fast Ganon ends up being pretty much an oops all done. You technically have to beat every single one of them, but you had to go deep enough in each of them that why not?
Yeah, I mean, you got to get the single dip Eastern Palace, right, and unfortunately, you got your silvers right after beating.
Yeah, get your single dip Eastern so you can get your pendant, because why not? Yeah. I mean, I would have ended up back there in the end anyway, probably. And Swamp Small was in there, but it was doable with just a beginning dip.
Yeah, unfortunately, your opponent ended up triple dipping it, finding out the hard way that third dip was completely unnecessary for that pendant.
So his first bow was my silvers, I assume?
Correct.
Yeah, because I believe Eastern Big and Bow were both in Randoran.
Yes. Did not do Bow Uncle for quite a while.
Yeah, latebit made an early Eastern dip. Unfortunately, went in with and skipped the big key chest. Then went back later without the big key still, just to get the big key chest, and then went a third time with the big key. So triple dipped Eastern. Really, not a good kind of result to have to deal with.
It seems like he might have finally figured it out, because he is back in Turtle Rock. He is going towards the back, and there's about to be an aha moment. Although aha might not be the words that come out of his mouth. The actual words that come out of his mouth might not be things we can say here on Zelda Speedruns 3.
So yeah, I mean, the big question, of course, GFE, how do you feel for your first match of the Crosskeys tourney?
I mean, it's always good to start off with a win. But this one definitely had my doubts many points. Like, when it got down to where in my mind I was just hunting Skull and Desert. And Boots, of course. I was like, this is kind of a guessing game. If he's in the same situation and he goes to the right entrances first, then that's just rando. But ended up, it didn't matter where you went first, because you're still going to end up last location in the desert.
Okay, and he has found the key, and he has found Ice Palace, and he has stopped. And we'll need to check to see if this is...
I can tell you, just checking the race room, latebit has decided to forfeit after having found his go mode. He knows, there's Aga Tower completable, there's Ice Palace.
Yes.
So at this point,
he never actually did find Desert back.
I think he knows where it is at this point, or at least knows he can go find it. He was looking for ice more than anything.
Yes.
And a castle tower small, so...
Well, I think he was looking for one of them, at least. But yeah. He has everything he needs to finish the race.
Yeah.
But I don't blame him whatsoever.
No, really a great run on that one.
Yeah, and we are joined by latebit.
GG.
So, yeah, how about that bumper cave? Don't know if you're just speechless or if there's a technical. Still can't hear you.
Heard a click there, so...
That should be good. Testing.
There we go. Hello,
Hello.
GG.
What a mess. GG's.
Oh man, this was a feat.
Yeah. I hope everybody watched, 10 different ways to get hit in the mouth in Turtle Rock starting late bit.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, I had about the most ridiculous laser bridge I've had in a while myself. So it wasn't pretty, but I did exit out the first time. I was scared to do it, but I went ahead and did it, and boy, did you get punished if you don't exit out laser bridge this seat.
Yep, I got popped as soon as I got my pearl, and I figured, I'm done. So I went exploring in the Dark World after that, and
yeah, that's reasonable.
Yeah, that just hamstrung me from the start, pretty much.
Yeah, we had hoped that when you found Boots and went back to beat Trinex, we were kind of hoping you'd still check that entrance, and then it just,
Yeah.
You went straight for Trinex, and it unfortunately kind of continued to punish you.
Yeah, I had no interest. Me and TR had a very contentious relationship.
Yeah.
Well, Jesse gave me a little logic lesson about that Moon Pearl anyway.
Yeah, we were talking, Pat and us, we were all talking about this one. Logically, the Cane of Burna is in Ice Palace. And because of the fact that your Mirror Shield and your Cape were both locked behind Pearl, technically you needed Burna out of Ice to get Pearl. So, yeah, this was a fun one.
So it wanted you to exit Laser Bridge, mirror, go into ice, get your Burna, then go back.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, entrance rando, I love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't change, Crosskeys, don't change.
Yeah.
We love you.
No.
Not to mention Desert Pack in the end.
Yeah.
Black.
So that is actually what your opponent was hunting for, because you found your way up first into the Ganon's Tower, all the way up to Kakariko Well, and you found that Bombos, and Bombos in Mire was what was back blocking that desert. So you had to go pretty deep into pretty much every single dungeon in this seed. It was quite an entertaining race to watch, but I'm sure as the runners, not quite the same experience.
It does not help that I mistracked probably 20 separate times.
That's easy to do in this mode, no doubt. Oh. Yeah, like when I got Moon Pearl and immediately got the Agasmal and found Eyes, I was like, this could be a potential like 140 something, 150 something seed. And then almost an hour later, yeah, this was just so dumb. So many entrances open that could be Desert and Skull, and you're just not going to find it.
Yeah, not a fan.
Yes. Well, there's no doubt that you two gave a very entertaining performance for one of our first seeds of the entire tournament. And hopefully you can pass on your seed luck to others so the coming weeks can be just as entertaining.
Yep, it's all yours. I don't want it. Was a good race, though. GG's.
Yeah, GG's, man. This was just a mess of a seed.
You know, I thought I've been playing pretty well lately, and then this was just like a haymaker straight to the jaw.
Yeah, Crosskeys knows when it can, or just has that sense to do that. So it's not fair.
That's what we all signed up for.
Yeah, I definitely encourage both of you to go back and watch this race whenever you've recovered enough from the trauma that it caused.
Oh, I absolutely plan on it.
It'd definitely be entertaining. Real quick, I'm gonna give a big thanks to you, DHS and Jesse, for the commentary, as well as our trackers. Not sure who we got today.
Trackers were... Sorry. Trackers were Topfile and Tomatalk, but Tomatalk had to leave.
Yeah, big thanks, especially in Crosskeys. Trackers are so important to have there. And I'll also give a direct thank you to Jesse, because I kind of asked him earlier today, like, hey, would you mind signing up to calm this? We may get a restream, and it happens. So, and also thanks to Ricky for the restream. It's a lot of work everybody puts into this, but it's a lot of fun, even when seeds turn out like this.
Yeah, and I did think of one more question real quick. I think it was GFE that spent that early second key for TR.
I was scared.
Yeah. How did you feel? How did you feel when you got that fourth key in Swamp Palace at that point?
I mean, I felt a lot of relief with the third key, to be honest.
Yeah,
but then the fourth just took all my fears away.
Yeah, because that was another moment where we were just sitting there like,
It just felt like the seed was screaming, like, you got to do something with TR from the front. And then when I exited out the left entrance and saw where it was, I was like, oh, great. Although logically, you had to do the front. Because the left entrance, I believe, is Dark Death Mountain, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you had to logically do the front. I was seeing what Top Isle said in chat there. Like, logically, you had to get Burna out of ice, and then you had to go back in the front of TR, because logically, Bunny reviving in the dungeon is unaccepted. So
yeah,
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
The layers of terribleness.
Yeah, you could map out the seed's logic as like this is how bad it can get. Probably hard to top that, without being just completely evil Plando. All right. So at this point, I'm just curious, you guys have any final thoughts you want to share?
Can I not get anything like this the rest of the tournament? Thank you.
I think we all agree.
Like you said already, you signed up for it. This is what's going to come. There's no avoiding it.
All right. With that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up here. Thank you to GFE and latebit for the awesome race. Thank you to DH Stom and Jesse for the commentary. And thank you to Tallfile and Tomatalk for the tracking. That's going to do it for ZSR tonight. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, we have another Crosskeys tournament match between Zeke Highwind and T-Stu14. And at 11:30 p.m., a late one Eastern time, we have another Crosskeys match between Norse, Matty, and Fear Agent. And yeah, that's going to do it for us. Thank you for watching, everyone. Hope you had a wonderful time and have a fantastic rest of your night. Bye!